kind of dressed up. I'm wearing nicer shoes today. So you can't see it, but I'm a little dressed up. Chapter 22, Alx Proverbs. Confidently enter a room. Hold your chest high. Walk with purpose. Don't be sloppy or lazy in appearance. Many will not know your worth, but don't let them mistreat you. Show respect. Earn respect. Stand tall. Chapter 22 is about standing tall. Previously, we talked about being shy. And shy is kind of one of those smaller feelings, right? You're trying to not take up too much space or airwaves. Standing tall goes hand in hand with being confident. For a man, kind of presence, posture means a lot more, right? I think women could get away with trying to be smaller, right? But guys generally gotta spread out their mass. I'm wearing an extra, 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 extra large t-shirt today because I was feeling like I was having a big ass personality. Standing tall. I'm a proud short king, I tell you that. I actually had a better video planned out than this video of me eating a scone. But I also think that many of us have ideas for what it's like to be our confident version, or to be the best version of ourselves and put our best foot forward, right? And the part of that is like what unlocks our confidence. Sometimes we mistake alcohol, right? Oh, after I drink a little bit, my fear and shyness go away and I can go and be social. I think that's where the party phase kind of starts for all of us is alcohol allows us to be a little bit less guarded and self-conscious. But as adults, we can just do that naturally. And sometimes people will just dislike you for seeming too cocky or being too confident or know-it-all. And yeah, those are nasty characteristics, right? We don't want to be the annoying type of confident. The annoying type of confident. The let me tell you how it goes. I've been doing this for 25 years. Let me fucking tell you how much I've accomplished in this and this and this, right? So sometimes in this chapter we'll kind of dive into it. Sometimes standing tall is also be silent, have a better posture, have some better mental backing to yourself than just do they like me? You know, because if we're trying to be liked without liking ourselves first, accepting ourselves and flaws and just characteristics and the uniqueness of our personality and our quirks, if we're just going around trying to be liked by other people, that is a tough way to live, right? That is an unsure way. So that's why this Alx Proverbs is written to also help us to build a better foundation for mental fortification, I guess. Yes, we're chasing the money. Yes, we're trying to be cool. Yes, we're not trying to be punks and trying to go without pussy. But what is there anything more to life, right? And so it's these minute topics of discussions that yes we do touch on sometimes with like different people, different topics, and sometimes we make it a big deal than it should be. Everybody goes around telling people to be confident, right? Stand tall, be a better version of yourself. So, but it's also just one small part of life and characteristics that we need to keep in mind as life unfolds, right? And it has many layers and many intricacies and complexities. Stand tall. The chapter goes into the power of posture. We've all heard that the first impressions matter. You know what the first thing people notice about you? It's how you carry yourself, how you stand, how you walk, how you present yourself to the world. Before you open your mouth, people sizing you up. And that's the thing too. And that's why we go around trying to be these present a good first impression. But I also discovered that anybody can go to Ross and get a new pair of sneakers and some shiny fucking jeans. But it's the first couple minutes of when they open their mouth, right? It'll tell me if they're ghetto as fuck. It'll tell me if they're poor. It'll tell me if they own 5, 6 cars and 10 horses and got 15 people working for them. Like once people open their mouth, they spill out the contents of their mind. And that's kind of, I think, a more holistic way of understanding people instead of like, oh, he got shiny shoes, oppressed slacks, and this and that. And dude's a piece of shit. you know? So the power of posture, like, yeah, just kind of hold yourself. This phone posture that we're programming ourselves, right? This is how impressive that looks. Looking at the phone all day. So after a while, we're just kind of like this, right? Hi guys. Hi guys. So it's better to hit the gym so that your shoulders have muscles to kind of pull themselves back, and then your chest kind of has a little bit of weight to it, and your shoulders are actually little showpieces all by himself. Cause then you could walk around and you can swing that shit like, yeah, 5'6" motherfucker just over here swinging my big dick ego. I'm 5'8" by the way. On a good day, after I've been stretched upside down for like 2 hours and some platform boots, I'm 5'8". Walk with purpose. You ever you ever watch a motherfucker walk and you can just tell that they ain't got shit going on for them in their life? Just 45 minutes later, they arrive. It's like, but then they also stop and talk to everybody, and they need to make everybody's day. And I think one of the weakest moves that we do is enter the room and immediately start shaking hands and be like, "Ooh, hi, I'm a friendly face. I'm here. I'm here as a friend. I'm not here as a threat, guys." I don't think a millionaire walks in, a billionaire walks in, is trying to be everybody's friend, right? Just kind of, if I enter the room and the dynamic shift, I've arrived, you know? Um, and with a man, like, we are always sizing each other up intellectually, physically, financially, however the fuck. We judge each other by their partner, by their kids, by the car they drive. But in a way, it's just to help us understand, right? But then it helps us understand so that we can proceed on how to treat them. And why do we have to treat different people differently, right? Why shouldn't there be a standard for good behavior, and then we can throw cherries on top for better treatment? This video just kind of meanders. It's not a very confident type of reading, huh? So, power of posture, walk with purpose, respect yourself to earn respect. Respect is something that is earned, not given. But how do you earn it? The first step is simple: respect yourself. We've all heard of people pleasers, right? We've all tried to do that and being the yes guy and doing everything for people. Excuse me. And it just goes unappreciated and we feel taken advantage of. I'm sure all of us have those moments. Well, some of that comes from lack of self respect, right? If we go into the room trying to make everybody's day, trying to be friendly, wag our tails, and put a smile on everybody's face, and some motherfuckers just wanted to be left alone. Some people were happily minding their business. They did not care about your day. They did not care about you trying to make their day. But you just went around and for the lack of respect and respect of personal time and space, I guess, right? You went around, shook everybody's hand, made 3 friends, 7 are indifferent, and pissed off 3, right? So, okay, there's a win in there somewhere. But it also, what are my priorities, right? Would a millionaire go in, try to shake everybody's day and kiss baby's forehead, right? That's that's not what your manager does. It's not what a boss does, right? So, but I think it's also comes from respecting. If I think when we try to people please, we overextend ourselves and we cross our own boundaries. And then that's the moment that we find out that hey, I should I should also respect myself because what I think is a big gesture to other people could also be a small one. And I'm over here breaking myself in order to make these people's days better. And they're just not the type of people who have a good day. you know, imagine that. Imagine the wasted effort trying to please a hater, trying to outmaneuver somebody who's just gonna lie and brag to you about their accomplishments anyways, right? Or trying to communicate with people who won't even listen to you. It's that level of respect that kind of helps the confidence, helps you to stand taller and carry yourself better. Blah blah blah. And this is actually the part that I want to get to. The silent power of confidence. Sometimes the most powerful form of confidence is silent. You don't have to scream your worth from the rooftops. You don't have to constantly remind people of your achievements. Let me reread all that shit again. My goodness. Sometimes the most powerful form of confidence is silent. You don't have to scream your worth from the rooftops. You don't have to constantly remind people of your achievements. Confidence speaks volumes without saying a word. I don't know why I'm talking this slow right now. The way you carry yourself tells people everything they need to know about you. Uh, you don't need to boast about your accomplishments. This the shoes I'm wearing right now. Just so you guys get a little perspective of the outfit right now. Um, the way you carry yourselves tells people everything they need to know about you. You don't need to boast about your accomplishments or qualifications. You don't need to boast repeatedly about your accomplishments and qualifications. The way you walk into the room, the way you interact with others, and the way you handle challenges speaks louder than anything you could say. That's the silent power of confidence. It doesn't need validation, it doesn't need applause. It simply exists and it radiates. And then the last part is don't let others mistreat you. Yeah, part of being confident is finding out your own worth and then loving yourself and then standing up for yourself when it matters. Sometimes when we're trying to please people or when we're trying to be nice to people, it goes wrong and we're taken advantage of, right? So don't let others mistreat you. extra or unnecessarily. Sometimes they do that and we're like, okay, mistake learned or lesson learned. But sometimes it's just for the lack of knowing, for the lack of experience, for the lack of seeing clearly, right? Not everyone will respect you right off the bat. That's a fact. Some people will try to belittle you, talk over you, or dismiss your ideas. But here's the thing, you don't have to tolerate, you don't have to accept being treated poorly. If someone tries to disrespect you, stand your ground. Don't shrink. Don't let them push you around. You don't have to be rude or combative, but you have to be firm in your boundaries. If you let someone walk all over you once, they'll think they can do it again. But if you stand tall, hold your own, and demand the respect you deserve, people will take notice. This isn't about picking fights, it's about recognizing your own worth, refusing to let anyone diminish it. When you show to people that you won't tolerate mistreatment, they'll learn to respect you. And and if they don't, it's time to walk away. I guess that's the fine print part, right? And if they don't, it's time to walk away. So, I've seen plenty of violence over disrespect. I have feelings of desire for severe violence to some disrespectful people. But for example, what am I gonna benefit if I beat up a old handicapped guy, pretty retarded in a wheelchair, 79 years old, but he was just talking shit to me at the wrong day? So on the other side of this violence that I'm really capable of, right? And I chose to pick an easy target because I don't know, a 6'5" fucking football player would probably defend himself a little bit better, right? Against my 5'6" fucking short king, golden glove, scratching championship. Yeah, so and then jail, right? Or the guy could defend himself, and that wouldn't go well for me. Um, so sometimes, yeah, the best time to is to just walk away. If somebody is constantly belittling you, is constantly just a thorn in your side, the I guess the ultimate question is why waste the effort? Why waste the time? Would I rather lose 15 minutes like diagnosing a shitty person and never interacting with them again, or do I need to, for the sake of needing a job or for the sake of having decent friends who sometimes answer my phone and invite me out but never go to my events, right? Or do I need to have those people around? Do I need to, I don't know, sometimes walking away is cool. And if you respect yourself enough, walking away is something that you should definitely get used to because people just don't understand. People have very little understanding of their own personal space and boundaries and capabilities, and therefore they don't fully understand how to interact with each other, how to respect one another, because it's just, I mean, we're doing our best. We're really trying to do our best, I think, but I don't know. Is there better? But there's at least worthy discussions to be like, oh, okay, how or where could this progress to? Anyways, that's the chapter 22, Alx Proverbs. Thank you for chilling with me. You guys watched me eat some breakfast.